Probably the first rapper with the iPhone.
No! No!
This is America, and if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Don't know me. You don't know nothing about me. Pussy ass nigga. I'm not Lil Bow Wow. I wasn't rich since I was a kid. I was in the street selling crack. I wasn't rich my whole life. I didn't grow up on TV. I went to public school. I really shot niggas. I really sold dope. Y'all don't know nothing about me.
It's a knife.
You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here, because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
You want I should treat him like white folks?
No. That's not what I said.
Then I don't know what you want, Big Daddy.
Yes, that was Breathe in the Air by Pink Floyd. I'll never forget the first time I heard that song. I was at my nigga Big Jordan's house. And I want to say it might have been our junior or senior year, something like that. I know we went over to his house. I think I'm pretty sure my nigga Bogan was there too. We ended up each popping a hydrocodone, and we smoked a blunt and played Madden for a little bit before we went to. Man, I'm pretty sure we were playing Dunbar. It might have been our senior year because I want to say my nigga Dez was on varsity at that point. Yeah, I never forget listening to that song for the first time on a hydrocodone and smoking a blunt, 17, 18 years old. And yeah, it always stuck with me. Rest in peace to Big Jordan, though. Yeah, it's crazy. He passed away a couple of years ago. I actually saw him the day right before he died. I hadn't seen him in a minute, and I was driving through Como, and I was passing the Bluebird, and someone told me to turn around and go see if the nigga Jordan was at home. Yeah, so I knocked on his door. We had got to talking about getting our daughters together and everything like that for a play date, and yeah, I woke up the next day to the news that he passed away. Yeah. Then at his funeral, so Big Jordan was a big nigga, and I know Big Jordan, like I knew him, so I know he wouldn't mind these jokes to be cracking, because I'm pretty sure this nigga would have been making the same jokes. But Big Jordan was a big nigga, and they almost dropped his big heavy ass coming out of the for his funeral while they was carrying him. They almost dropped the casket. It was kind of set up funky, anyways. The steps coming out, but him being a big heavy nigga, that also didn't help out either. I remember they almost dropped him, and everybody just let out a gasp, and I was trying so fucking hard to hold my laugh in. And I don't think I ever talked about it until now. Like, even with, like, the niggas that was at the funeral with me. Just because I didn't want to feel like I was being disrespectful. But, again, if you know Big Jordan, you know what type of jokes this nigga had for everybody. So I'm sure, you know, wherever he's at, resting, I'm sure he doesn't mind. Yeah, I don't have my laptop in front of me today. Just coming straight off the dome. I guess a lot of what I said last podcast ruffled some feathers, and I'm not sorry or anything. I don't feel like you should take anything that I say serious. This is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take any. I'm a fucking idiot. I got kicked out of the Navy for smoking weed and selling Xanax. So I'm a fucking idiot. Don't ever listen to anything I have to say and take that for take it for the word or anything like that, because that is not the case. I don't know. There's on that song, it goes, the ending line where I ended the song at, it says, "Don't be afraid to care," and that's been one of my favorite lines for the longest time, because I wrestle with the idea of it being, of being scared to care versus being sensible not to care. I don't know. This is kind of personal, but so I have this governor, like the self-governor, in my mind, and it's really been present my whole life. It really came to like where I vividly remember I shouldn't be thinking like this, but it was for whatever reason my whole life I was always scared of being murdered. And I don't know if it's just being the product of my environment, watching America's Most Wanted, always watching the news when I was a kid, because my mom and when my grandma was watching me, they would always have that shit on. And so I don't know why, but I was always scared as a kid of being killed, and so there was always, now I know, but there was always this little voice in my head that was like, this could end now. And it really became super prevalent whenever my cousin Aaron was actually killed. From that day, it's always been hard for me to enjoy shit, because in the back of my mind, that voice that was kind of already there, like now it was amplified. Now I can actually hear it, and it would be to where I would be like just chilling with my niggas. We'd be skipping school, playing Guitar Hero, or even go skip school to go play dominoes with my dad, and we could just be in the middle of laughs, and in the middle of it, that voice would come out, and it's like this could be taken away. And I know, like Marcus Aurelius, and the Stoics would be like, well, that's great to use because it'll help you seize the day, right? It'll help you live the day. And sometimes it does, man, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it like sometimes that voice like will fuck up my whole day. You know what I mean? And especially with having kids, man, there's times when we're laughing, playing, and yeah, this is gay as fuck. I feel like I'm getting too fucking emotional. But there'll be times where we're laughing and playing, and that voice, boom, just out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, man, I don't know. So I don't know if it's being scared to care, because as humans, there's, we are living to die. You know what I mean? Whatever this is, it doesn't go on forever. Whatever version of this is, it doesn't go on forever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm, if it's me being scared to care. And I'm not saying like I don't care about my kids, because obviously I do, but like, it's fucked up that like a part of me has to I don't like, I have to hold reserves like that could be taken away from me. You know what I mean? And I have to tell them sometimes, and it's hard because they're only fucking 10 and 6, and I have to tell them sometimes like, I could be taken away from them. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's too fucking morbid to put on, kids that age right now, but it is the truth. And I would rather them be more prepared for it than because it's already going to be blindsiding, but like to be more, to be more prepared. You know what I mean? Like if you're going into a fight, you're going to get hit, right? You know what I mean? But if you're just standing around and somebody sucker punches you, you know what I mean? Like you get hit, you're liable to get dropped because you're not expecting it. You know what I mean? But if you go into a fight, your body's more prepared. You know what I mean? Because you pretty much know what you're going head on towards. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's yeah, that was way too fucking deep. But it was honestly how I was, it's how I've been feeling for whatever reason these past couple of days, and these past couple of days have been fucking great for me. You know what I mean? And like, there's like literally, I mean, there's shit to complain about, but there's nothing really to complain about. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? My kids are good. I'm good. No health scares or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. Like the that self-governor is like, that voice is becoming present again, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a sad fuck. I don't know. I have no idea. They wanted to make my nigga Kyrie apologize, and he ended up bending the knee on Instagram. That was super fucking disappointing. I just found out Adidas was created by a Nazi. I don't I don't have my laptop in front of me, so let me go to my notes. Yo, my notes are fucking crazy. My daughter had my phone, And I write notes. I write my comedy bits in my notes, and I write them. I just write like the premise of it, and my daughter. My daughter asked to use my phone, and I think I was in the middle of writing a bit and not thinking. I gave it to her, and then I had to hurry up and snatch it because I don't like. One of my notes just says a serial rapist who can't get hard. and, and part of that is from my own issues with I don't want to get into it because I do have a bit about it that I do on comedy, and I'm not a rapist, so that's not it. If you're taking guesses of what the fuck I'm talking about, so I'm not a rapist, but fuck it. It's again, this is crazy because that being afraid to care, you know what I mean, or me thinking that it just makes sense to not care about certain shit because unfortunately it doesn't fucking matter, you know what I mean? Like we all end up gone, you know what I mean? We all end up not walking this earth as we are, right now at some point in life. But yeah, like that being like that ties into like everything in my life. Like even with relationships, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's fucking it's hard. It's hard, especially for somebody like me, right? Because I'm what you consider a lover boy. I used to fuck around and wanted to have as many women as possible. But deep down, I've always been a lover boy. But I've also been like super fucking picky. And anybody that knows me knows that like I am super fucking picky. Like I remember one time in middle school, this girl came up to me and she was like, "Hey, this girl, she's like, she thinks you're like really, really cute, and wants to hook up with you, or not hook up, but wants to date or whatever." And she was cute and everything, but I just remembered I never liked her personality. And so I was just like, "No, I'm good." And the girl was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, what are you, gay or something?" And like all my homeboys was like, "Yo, like she's bad. Like, what are you doing?" And but I've been like that, so to so to be super fucking picky, and to just be honest, to have two kids by a woman whom I love. So whatever I'm about to say is gonna sound fucked up, but I do love her because she gave me two beautiful children. You know what I mean? And like that is like, man, without them, shit, I would have done some shit that would have already got me killed, got me back in jail, or where I just would have ended up, taking my own life at some point. But that's again too fucking dark. But like, so again, I love her for, she's a good mom, and she gave me two blessings that I did not deserve, like, whatsoever. You know what I mean? And my kids. But, so again, I've always been picky. But there's been times when I've let, I don't know, like where I've gotten, where I've just gotten beside myself, and I made like very poor judgment. And so to have two kids by a woman who I knew, like, whenever we at first, like this wasn't it. Like, I felt that feeling twice before with two women where I was nah, like I really like this girl. You know what I mean? And it's fucked up as it sounds. It wasn't that way with with my kid's mom right now. And it's again, it's fucked up, but it's fucked up to say, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? And just as much as I love, you know what I mean, and just like me loving my kids is the truth. You know what I mean? It is the truth. You know what I mean? It is real. And so, so to be super picky, and then you find yourself making because you have kids, you know what I mean, and especially me, I always wanted to be around my kids, like my kids, no matter what, you know what I mean. My biological father was never in the picture, like when Drake said my dad still got child support from 1991. Like that's I was born in 91, and I don't think my biological father ever sent child support. So he was never in the picture, and but thank God for my dad, you know what I mean, who saw my mom, as a single woman with a kid, you know what I mean, which and let alone like raising, like pretty much he raised me until I was 18 years old. But even that, as soon as I left to the Navy, when I was 18, I left like a month and like 10 days after I turned 18, to the Navy for boot camp. And, I got a letter like my second or third week in boot camp from my mom, and it was like, hey, like your dad left, you know what I mean? And, this is before I had kids. And, and from that day on, like, me and his relationship was like, it was non-existent. So I say all that to say that, like, anytime a father figure like left a relationship, like in just my experience was every time a fucking like a father figure left, the like the relationship with like the children was like it never happened. So for the longest part, I used to think that shit was like, I thought from my biological father, like that shit was like breaded in me, you know what I mean? Like I thought that was in my blood. So it was a reason why I stuck in a relationship, where I probably should have got out like a long time ago. But it was for the kids, you know what I mean? Like, so again, you go from being super picky to making compromises, you know what I mean? Because you think, like, I don't know why I thought that way, because I would never allow myself to do it. But I guess since I've never seen it, that doubt was always there. So we, yeah, you go from being super picky, and I keep saying it, but I don't know, like, I don't know. It's just it's almost intimidating when you meet that person that you feel the like, nah, this might be the one. And it's intimidating when in the heat of the moment, like, your first thoughts are, you're gonna fuck this up, or this is gonna get fucked up, and like, those feelings are gonna end up coming back and biting you in your ass. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where I don't even. Oh yeah, I was supposed to look up a fucking note. But yeah, that's where like the serial. You know what I mean? Serial. I don't. But yeah, that's the that's it. You know what I mean? It's intimidating when you're like, again, when you've only ever felt this way twice about somebody, like 2 times with like 2 different women, to where it was like, nah, this one is like, it's something different. You know what I mean? And to where you're like, you're like, I don't know, like, when it's there and like the opportunity for it to be real is there. But yeah, like, it's intimidating to like, I think it is being like, I'm convincing myself now that I think it is being scared to care, because it's like, I don't know, like, just being scared to have those feelings come back and biting me in the ass is man, it's like it's a daunting task, to say the least. Yeah. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I keep trying to justify why I had a serial rapist who can't get hard, in my notes. Oh yeah, and it's like that. I have one where it says, Chris Watts family, LOL. Like, if you know who Chris Watts is, you know what I mean. Like, it's, I don't know. It's fucking. I know what I was thinking, but if you just like got my phone and read my notes, you would think I'm a fucking madman. You would think I'm fucking like, you would think I'm on the brink of like suicide. It's not. I'm not. You know what I mean? I know everything I've been saying sounds dark as fuck, but I'm not. I'm in a good. It's good. You know what I mean? But that's what makes it funny. You know what I mean? Like, when, whenever you're able to, play out like dark thoughts and, try to put a funny twist in it. Oh yeah, I was supposed to be saying Adidas. I don't even know if I looked up the guy's name, but I do know Adidas was started by a Nazi, and somehow they found it fitting to drop Ye from the brand, and it's like, why not drop yourselves? What else? I saw a guy in a red Jeep the other day. The Jeep was clean as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. If I had to categorize the dude, no homo, this is gay, but I would say he would be a handsome guy, objectively. But his license plate had Zaddy on it with 3 Z's. And I was like, yo, like, I was like, okay, like, he is gay. Like, that's what it is. Like, he just is a gay, handsome dude who has a nice red Jeep. Because there is no way in hell any straight man has the license plate Zaddy willingly with 3 Z's. Um, that was the gayest thing I saw last week. I tried to take a picture of it, but we were driving and I was smoking. Allegedly, I was smoking. And we weren't even, matter of fact, we weren't even driving. We were parked. I just wasn't able to take a picture of it. But I swear to God, I wish I could have, because I was gonna make that the cover art to the episode. Yeah. So that was the gayest thing I saw last week. Other than watching House of Dragon when the two dudes were together, because that is literally gay, but that's art. So yeah, that was the gayest thing I saw. I'm gonna make this a segment. Gayest thing I saw last week. So that was the gayest thing I saw last week. What else? I started going back to jiu-jitsu. I haven't been as active as I wanted to be in it. But it's hard, man. Like, cause again, that self-govern, like, along with the self-governor saying like this could be like taken away, it's, you know, there's also like the one that says I'm never doing enough, you know, and so I don't know. For something like my body, like my mind won't let me justify training constantly at jiu-jitsu, even though like I need it, you know, like the body needs it. You know, I'll still work out every week, you know, every day, but like my mind won't just like, well, why are you going to go take an hour and a half out of your day to go do jiu-jitsu when you can work out like extremely hard, doing Tabata sets for 45 minutes, you know, then you'll be able to get back to the grind, whatever the fuck I was doing, to make money. And I don't know, man. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy way of thinking. I know this. I'm trying to get better, you know what I mean, at it. And, you know, to me, just admitting it kind of clears the way. But yeah, you know, funny thing with jiu-jitsu is, and I'm actually have a bit about this but like, you know, with jiu-jitsu, like you want to try the moves in a real life street fight. Like, you know, obviously, like when you're practicing jiu-jitsu and you're rolling with people, like, you know, like, especially because like, if you've ever been into a fight before and never been on like, you know where you're gonna get hit at doing jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? And so like I always want to try it in a real street fight, you know what I mean, to see if it works. But you know, niggas out here nowadays, they're fucking like, you know, like they're like so quick to like, you can't even get a fight no more, like, because they're just gonna shoot you, you know what I mean? So I remember at one point I was like, man, maybe I like, you know, so I would like try it with like my you know, I would like try it with my son, you know what I mean? Like I would like, you know, I would tell him like, hey, let's play fight, you know what I mean? And he doesn't hold back his punches, and I tell him he can hit me in my face, you know what I mean? So I'll do that, you know, practicing. But you know, there's only so many times you could, you know, put your fucking son in a triangle choke with, you know, his face next to your nuts. So it's like, all right, bro, like I could only do this on another grown person. This doesn't feel right. So I was like, man, you know, I should just go down, you know, to the homeless, you know, to like, you know, on Lancaster to where all the homeless are. Yeah, you know, I could pretty much just find somebody, you know, just walk behind them and like, you know, call him a pussy for like until he decides to turn around and swing on me. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, perfect. Like, you know, then I could actually try jiu-jitsu in real life. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but it's something that it's just something I think about. Like, yeah, I should go practice jiu-jitsu on the homeless, and that way you can see what works in a real fight or not. Yeah, what else, man? There is I don't know. YouTube Shorts. I don't. YouTube Shorts was showing me kids dancing. Like kids, bro. Like literal kids dancing. And I'm like, man, I have my age on it, so that way, you know what I mean. I'm able to watch. You know what I mean? Like, you know, shit that you need to be 18 and up to watch. But it's like, why the fuck? Like, it was to the point, it was bad enough to where, like, I was hitting the 3 little dots to be like, yo, like, I find this inappropriate. Like, I had to send them niggas an email. Like, I legitimately emailed YouTube to be like, yo, like, why are we showing kids dancing to like to that I'm looking for that song, which is crazy that niggas even know, because like that shit, that was a song back in the, but like it's fucking crazy that they're dancing to that song, and YouTube Shorts is like showing that shit around. Like, that's a fucking problem. Like, that, like, all that shit is like a problem. Like thank God I'm not a fucking pedophile, you know what I mean? But for fuck's sake, like, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be a pedophile scrolling through YouTube Shorts that is like getting their rocks off daily because of that shit. Like, I don't know, it's fucking. And again, I'm for, I'm for doing whatever the fuck you want to do. Again, you know what I mean? You know, your body, you know what I mean? Your whatever. Oh, what? Okay, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna. So you know what I mean? So I'm for you doing whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But you know, if y'all are okay with you know, YouTube, like social media and shit, since like, man, like, if you're over the age of 18, I feel like YouTube should be able and like, you know, should be able to not show you fucking children dancing to, like, in provocative ways to music where like a dude is like looking for like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't fucking know anymore. I don't know. Like, that's the shit we shouldn't be worried about the fucking Jews. That's the shit we should be worried about. Fucking kids getting a hold of social media and doing these fucking crazy ass like dance trends that you know, like their favorite influencers. It's fucking, it's nuts. It's nuts. Yeah, I had to email them, and to their credit, since I've sent the email and complained on like 10 videos, I haven't seen one come through yet. You know, so, you know, kudos to them. Maybe you know, maybe I'll change the fucking world. Who knows? But yeah, I'm so fucking happy I'm not seeing them anymore. Man, this fucking podcast is shit. It's shit because I feel like coming in here and sharing your thoughts is gay. This is gay, right? Like, me coming in here and just expressing myself. It is gay, and yeah. But you know, as gay as it is, it does help. It helps me out. I don't know, because I feel like nobody should listen to this shit because it's just my thoughts. But it helps. It literally helps get them out of my head, and into the void. And I don't know. It's therapeutic to say the least. Yeah, I don't know. And it also sucks because the girl that I like, who, you know, is one of those two that I was talking about earlier. She decided to listen. I hope she. I don't know. I wish she didn't. I never even thought she would. And it was crazy when she messaged me that she was listening, and my fucking heart sank. Because I was like, oh my God, like, you probably already have to think, like, you probably already think some way about me, but, you know, just because of the shit, you know what I mean? But, you know, and then to hear this shit, you're like, you probably like, oh my God, yeah.
But
yeah,
now
so
you're here.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you see. See, because I am not. I don't know.
What it means,
yeah. But it's cool. You know what I mean? It was
dreams come true.
That actually made the day when she told me that she. I don't know. And then then my daughter listened, and again I was fucking even more horrified. I was like, oh my fucking God! I was like,
and no one
you do not need it. I was like, cause you
can make it alive.
She thought that the intro.
It's been so
long. She thought it was funny. She doesn't know
since someone could make me cry, and I wonder if you know what it means to laugh as tears go by.